Now at 6, the city of Miami, Oklahoma cuts the ribbon on a brand new manufacturing plant. Plus, questions remain after a school bus in Joplin catches fire. And Freeman Health announces its theme for this year's 5K and walk in support of autism awareness.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A new manufacturing facility and jobs are coming to Miami, Oklahoma. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The announcement came at a ribbon cutting this afternoon. KOAM's Anthony Saviello was there.
The city of Miami, Oklahoma has another big addition to its small town.
Today's event is just a huge deal for us to have these guys pick us out of all the locations they could have chose. They chose Miami, Oklahoma. And so we've really knew that being a small pond, we had to take on this big fish and say, how do we be what they need us to be? And that is to be there for them, to make this easy.
Valencia Pipe Company is the newest addition to Miami's growing economy. CEO Andrew Dervin says that the choice to set up shop in Miami was an easy one.
Turned out to be a great location for us. It hit a number of different points that we were looking for, namely the Oklahoma area, Texas area, and then also having a larger reach into the Midwest, all the way up into Wisconsin and such.
According to City Manager Bo Reese, the addition of this company is another way to attract even more companies and businesses to the Miami area.
I think our future is great, honestly, because we've already seen significant growth. We've got businesses that are contacting us just weekly that are wanting to come here. They want to be here. They see the growth that's happening.
And for Dervin, it's all about investing back into the community.
Immediately, once we come into a community, we like to participate within the community. We like to support the local Little League baseball teams. We like to support the different boys and girls clubs. That's what we have traditionally done in any community that we've come into. In 5 years, hopefully we're a well-established business within the community and we're continuing to grow.
One thing that everyone involved in this project can agree on is that this facility is another step towards the growth of Miami, Oklahoma. Reporting in Miami, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The CEO says the plant will provide 25 new jobs with room for further growth and expansion. New details are released concerning yesterday's Joplin school bus fire with children on board. KOAM's Tanya Bach joins us in the studio now with more.
All right, thanks, Dow. First off, no one was hurt during the bus fire, and the driver and all of the children on board made it off safely. And while the cause of the fire is still under investigation, we did learn more about its inspection history. Now, this is video from the scene yesterday on South Range Line just off of I-44. Investigators say the fire started in the engine compartment around 3 p.m. And we spoke with the Joplin Schools Assistant Superintendent of Operations, Matt Harding. He says the bus driver recognized the seriousness of the situation, radioed it in, and got the children quickly off the bus. Harding says this bus model is one of the older ones the district owns. He says every bus is inspected twice a year, and this one was last checked in December.
Bus drivers normally pre-trip them every single day anyway, so they're the front line defense to see if there's anything wrong. But with that particular model of bus, they're gonna check those a little more often, just make sure that what happened doesn't get replicated, and hopefully we can figure out exactly why that happened.
Harding says Joplin has a 20-year record of scoring 90% or higher on the Missouri Highway Patrol testing, and those inspections include the entire fleet every spring. Down.
Tanya, thanks. Police, fire, and ambulance workers from both Joplin and Newton County responded to the 911 call, but again, no one was hurt. Nice day out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it turned out to be a great day. High temps into the 60s during the afternoon. Of course, we have dropped back now that we are working through the evening, but still pretty good. Look at Carthage, 51, Neosho, also sitting at 51, Anderson at 53. Miami, 53, Pittsburgh sitting at 50. We hold pretty much mid-50s across the board. So through the evening hours, we slide back through the rest of the 50s into the 40s, but not near as cold tonight compared to what we have seen over the past couple nights. Clouds thickening up. These are actually going to hold our temperatures up just a little bit as we go through the overnight hours. And this is the beginnings of our next storm system, which is building out across southwestern parts of the U.S. So ahead of it, mild days. The winds will start to pick up, highs into the 60s, but winds gusting near 40 by Thursday. We're going to break all this down for you here in just a bit.
See you soon. A Joplin church today hosted a fundraiser to support local refugees and immigrants. First Presbyterian Church of Joplin hosted a luncheon for $8 a plate. All the proceeds from that event go to the organization RAISE. They help provide refugees and immigrants with resources and education to help them in their transition to a new home.
Is a number of different integration type events and programs, and what that is focused on is creating community ties between our refugee clients and members of the greater Joplin area. So we're raising funds to be able to sponsor events such as
the First Presbyterian Church hosts charity luncheons every month. Freeman Health today revealed the theme for the 2024 5K and Walk for Autism. For the 5th straight year, these combined events raise funds to support program development and scholarship assistance for the Bill and Virginia Leffen Center for Autism. First place winner will be able to choose next year's theme, and this year's theme, Walk, Run, and Roar, features, as you saw, dinosaurs.
Several of our kids, girls and boys, and I think even area kids love dinosaurs. So we thought, perfect, we'll just do a dinosaur theme this year.
That event's going to take place at 8 a.m. on Saturday, April 20th in front of the Leffen Center in Joplin. A Springfield teen's wish will come true thanks to the Make-A-Wish program. Preston Hardiman, who recently underwent an unexpected heart transplant, was surprised after school this afternoon to see staff and volunteers setting up his one true wish, a Titan Fitness home gym. For Preston, the gym's a symbol of perseverance.
The time I had away from my family and my friends and stuff, it was taken away from me from my heart stuff, and just to have this is gonna be, I don't know, I feel like I can bring some of that back.
Make-A-Wish Missouri and Kansas teamed up to make Preston's wish come true. Later in sports, high school basketball season is coming to a close. John's going to have a preview of some high-profile matchups tonight. But first, a couple who said "I do" back in 1954 reveal the secret of their long love affair. How long do you suppose you could put up with somebody? Well, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, a Fort Scott, Kansas couple shares how they managed 70 years of marriage. KOIM's Amber Jenkins has their love story.
Oh, that's kind of a loaded question, isn't it?
Donald and Beverly Malone were married in 1954. The high school sweethearts' love evolved into 3 sons, multiple grandkids, and a cozy home in Fort Scott, Kansas. The Malones attribute their 70 years together to just being there for each other.
Usually like the same things all the time. But anybody that tells you that their marriage is just fun and games all the time, that's not right. You have to work at it.
She's been the backbone, you might say, because she has helped me through things, and
I think it's a mutual thing.
It is.
A friend to build a life with or just rake some leaves. The Malones say working on your marriage is vital for longevity, but staying active together is just as important.
We've got into flower gardening a lot. We do a lot of flower gardening and yard work.
And we don't keep up too much on the technology. We have to wait till the grandkids come in to do something for us.
Reaching 70 years together is a milestone for Beverly.
I was hoping that we would get to 70 because my grandparents, one set of grandparents had 60 years and the other grandparents had 70 years. So I was sure hoping that we would get to 70.
And here's to many more. Reporting in Fort Scott, Amber Jenkins, KOIM News.
Although their anniversary is in January, Donald and Beverly Malone plan on celebrating their 70th wedding anniversary in April when the weather is a bit nicer. Happy anniversary. A little bit later, Pitt State tees up a new era in guerrilla sports. John's going to have details on the man at the top of the men's golf program.
Plus, we're going to be warming up even a little bit more over the next few days. We'll look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a nice one for us today. Temperatures pretty good across the region. So far in February, we've had nice temperatures, even though we took a little bit of a dip this past weekend. But late last week, we're in the 70s and then cooled down a bit this weekend. And then right back into the 60s today. We're going to hang in the 60s over the next couple days. Let's go outside. Here's our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. This is our downtown tower cam. So about 7th and Joplin, we are looking north and east through downtown. Looks good. Clear. Well, we had clear skies. Now we have clouds increasing, but we are dry and we're going to stay dry. 50 in Stockton, Anderson 57, Grand Lake 55, Parsons is sitting at 52 degrees. Through the evening, slide back through the 50s, 40s, and that's where we're going to hang out. So it's not going to be near as cold for us tonight compared to what we have seen over the past couple nights. All right, clouds have thickened up, but there's nothing underneath the clouds. So we're going to stay on the dry side tonight, but this is kind of the beginnings of our next storm system out to the west. You can see this big upper level low that is spinning right across southern parts of California. It's caused a lot of issues for them over the past couple days. So let's go through time. We're going to watch this first wave. This is going to kick out as we go into Thursday. We're going to get a few little showers, but the bigger impact for us is going to be the winds. This system shoots on by, then a second system waits in the wings, and then finally starts to meander its way east and head into our neck of the woods by the time we head into Sunday. So that system passes by, and then we have another little wave that will try to drop in by the middle of next week. Now, with that first wave, look at the winds. So by tomorrow, we'll have winds gusting kind of 20 to 25, but these increase tomorrow night and into Tuesday, winds kind of in that 40 to 45 mile per hour range. So super windy. So if we look at our wind forecast, this is a kind of your trash can in the neighbor's yard type of situation. So you may want to put it in the garage. And then as we go into the weekend, Saturday is going to be okay, but a lot of people having Super Bowl parties or doing at least some regional traveling as we go into Sunday afternoon. But rain chances, maybe even mixing with a little bit of snow if we can get enough cold air. So we got to keep our eyes on that system as we go through the next few days. Now, until then, we look okay. Just a lot of clouds tonight, dropping back lower 40s. By noon, we're near 60. By afternoon, we rise into the mid 60s, 64 in Stockton, Anderson 63, Veneta 62, 59 in Chanute. Tomorrow night, that first wave with very windy conditions, a couple spotty little showers. By Thursday morning, these pull east, sunshine returns. We pop up into the mid 60s by the time we head into Thursday afternoon. Day planner for you tomorrow, 45 in the morning, 58 by noon. High temp, 65. Let's go 67 on Thursday with a few random showers. Friday looks great. We do cool down for the weekend, those showers on Sunday, but overall, right back into the 50s next week. So no complaints temperature-wise, at least over the next several days, which is great news. And then the pattern will start to pick up a little bit after the next 10 days. So enjoy it now.
The pattern will pick up a bit.
More storm systems.
Okay. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Pitt State announces it has a head coach for its men's golf program, and Missouri Southern women's basketball finally finds itself inside the top 25. John Dales has those stories and more coming up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. We're coming down the final stretch of the high school basketball season in Kansas. Tonight we have a couple very important matchups with playoff implications between Riverton and Colgan. The Rams and Panthers meet for the second time this year. Colgan's girls team is just a couple of games away from an undefeated regular season. The Lady Rams try to play spoiler, got started at 6 o'clock in Pittsburgh. On the boys' side, Colgan beat Riverton earlier in the season, but the Rams have won 8 in a row. We'll have the highlights from both the games back here tonight at 10. And Pittsburgh State announces last week that its men's golf program will return in the 2024-25 academic year. This afternoon, PSU Athletic Director Jim Johnson says they've found their head coach, Nick Long. Long played golf for the Gorillas from 2000 to 2003, serving as team captain for the final 2 years. In a press release, the new head coach of the Gorillas says he wants the program to live up to the standards of success that Pittsburgh State is accustomed to, saying, quote, "We will compete at the highest levels while being good students and role models for younger generations, and will be involved in our community." Missouri Southern baseball loses to Southwestern Oklahoma State 7-4 this afternoon. After winning the first 3 games of the season, the Lions have now dropped 2 in a row. Southern plays its home opener this Friday against Ouachita Baptist, the same team who beat the Lions 8-1 on Sunday. And Missouri Southern women's basketball finally is ranked inside the top 25. In the coaches poll released this afternoon, the Lions are the number 24 team in the country. This comes as Southern is in the midst of a 14-game winning streak. The Lions' last loss came on December 2nd. Missouri Southern is the only team from the MIAA to be ranked in the top 25. Fort Hays State was number 15 the week before, but fell out of the top 25 this week. Here are the current conference standings. No games across the league tonight. The Lions have a 1-game lead on the rest of the MIAA. Missouri Western is the closest one behind them. Coincidentally, that's the last team to beat Missouri Southern. And switching gears to the NFL, we are 5 days away from Super Bowl 58, which will be played right here on KOAM. Last night, the Chiefs spoke to hordes of media in Vegas to cover the Super Bowl. And in his 7th NFL season, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, well, he's used to all this commotion.
You're always going to have nerves going into the Super Bowl. It's about embracing those nerves, understanding that they're going to be there, and then going out there and being who you are. Obviously, I'd say my first one was probably the most nervous I've ever been in the Super Bowl. But I think now it's just about just going out there and playing the game. There's going to be a lot. We're in Vegas. We're in the kind of the spot in the world where you'd want to be playing this football game. But you just go out there, embrace your nerves, and just go out there and be who you are.
That's a look at sports. We'll be back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to hear from a Joplin family headed to the Super Bowl. Plus, how law enforcement in Sin City is cracking down on illegal counterfeit merchandise ahead of that big game. And the NTSB releases its preliminary report on that mid-air blowout during an Alaskan Airlines flight. Those stories, a lot more, of course. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Spirit Week in our area continues as we near kickoff to the Super Bowl 58. Today, students at the Intermediate School Building in Carl Junction celebrated Travis and Taylor Day. Kids dressed as either Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift and made their excitement known. As you see, you can watch the defending champs take on the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 58 this coming Sunday. Maybe you've heard about that. If you forget, don't worry, we will remind you. There's a Super Bowl coming up in a few days.
Getting excited.
Yeah, me too.
Weather's exciting as well. It's been fairly mild. We're going to stay into the 60s. 65 tomorrow, 67 on Thursday.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.